Okay, good day everyone. So, a few questions today. Now, this is in regards to a video I did about a week ago on how durable is my mechanical heart valve. So, Joe here, I'll just read this out. Joe here has asked me a question. It says, perhaps you will share in a video what things were like before you got the valve. For those of us that are clueless, i.e. things like symptoms, were there any symptoms? And that is an awesome question, because the heart is awesome at disguising problems within itself. Okay, so it will compensate very well if there's a defect somewhere, and that's exactly what my heart was doing. And to answer that question, no, there were no symptoms whatsoever. Now, I've had my this problem apparently, from what the surgeon and the cardiologist and that have told me, from birth. It's obviously slowly gotten worse over the years, and there were no symptoms at all. I didn't sweat overly when I was exerting myself, no heavy breathing, no chest pains, and I did everything. You know, there was nothing I haven't done. I've done concrete laying, I did cycling, I did a big ride with a couple of mates of mine overnight. This was about 2 years before I had my surgery. Didn't even know I had the problem at this point. 160 kilometres we rode from Brisbane to Byron Bay overnight. Took us 13.5 hours. So as you can see, we weren't exactly fit, but I did it and had no complications whatsoever. So sometimes it might be a good idea to just go and get your heart checked, because you just don't know. You just do not know what is going on. My valve, what was happening was, you got 3 leaflets on your valve. So there's your 3 leaflets. Now when they close, obviously, boom, a normal one closes like this. Mine was closing to about there. So it was sucking back into the heart 40% of the blood that it had just pumped out. All right, so this is one of the other questions that I was asked by someone else. How much was my valve leaking before I had my surgery? And as I said before, obviously from when I was a kid, it wouldn't have been leaking as much, but at the point of surgery it was around about 42%. So the blood it pushed out, it was sucking back in 42%, and what it was doing to compensate for that, my heart, if that's your normal size of the heart, my heart was 42% bigger all the time, regardless whether I was asleep, at rest, exerting myself, whatever. It was 40% bigger to start with. So that was obviously putting strain on the heart muscles, and that's a bad thing. You don't want to over strain those heart muscles for long periods of time, which mine was like that for years, at a bigger size. But fortunately for me, it was caught early enough, and my heart now is back to its normal size, and it works perfectly well like a normal heart. I'm very lucky. The way I had it picked up was my wife pushed me to go down for a checkup, and I went down to the GP, just a quick checkup, and he just noticed a little murmur, and he said, look, don't think it's anything major, but we'll send you down for a scan. And hey presto, bang, I'm in surgery 2 years later, I think it was. Now my cardiologist, I think the cardiologist or the surgeon did say to me, if this hadn't been picked up, I would have probably made it to around 40-45, which I'm 45 now, so I'd have probably made it to my mid-40s and just had a heart attack and gone. Because what happens is the valve would have just stayed open, and obviously if it doesn't work, that's it, you're gone. So I was very lucky indeed. So I do recommend people go and get a heart checkup. I say it to people all the time, especially if you're doing something like cycling where you're exerting yourself a lot. It doesn't hurt, does it? It might cost you a few $100, but who cares? Go and get a heart checkup. So as far as symptoms go, no symptoms at all. The other question was obviously how much the valve was leaking. So it was around 42% at the time of surgery. Now the other question is, I've got this one from Davil, however you pronounce it, Dahavil, I think it is. That says, hello sir, I'm Dahavil from India. I'm 25 years old, just had aortic root replacement, aortic valve replacement, same St Jude's valve as what I've got, on medicines, all the rest of that. What he wants to know is from me, which I can't answer this, okay? All I can do is give you my personal experience, okay? So I'm not telling you what to do here. Asking how long will you be on the medicine that you're on? Well, firstly, mate, you're on warfarin. You're on warfarin for life. End of story. So get used to it. You're on warfarin for life. It makes no difference to my life whatsoever. You just have to keep your levels right, and you'll be fine. But as far as how long will you be on it for? Forever. That's it. You can't. What happens is, with a mechanical valve, because it's a foreign object in your body, this is my understanding of it, and my surgeon and all the rest of it that have told me, because of it's a foreign body, your body is constantly attacking it to try and close it down. It doesn't know that it's there to save your life. So what it does is it tries to form clots around the valve to close it up. And the idea of the warfarin is it thins your blood just enough to prevent the clotting from happening. So you'll be on warfarin for all your life if you've got a mechanical valve. End of story. So get used to that. Now the other one is, can I go to the gym? Look, I don't know your particular circumstances. All I can tell you is my story. Okay, I can go to the gym, no dramas. All my cardiologist said to me was, my heart now is functioning as a perfectly normal heart. The valve works perfectly, nothing wrong at all, and I'm able, very luckily for me, I'm able to pretty much do whatever I like. All the cardiologist said to me was, I did ask him, I said, look, I want to start doing some upper body stuff. This was about 3 years ago. Obviously cycling and that as well. And he said, you can do whatever you like, but if you start to feel chest pain of any description, then obviously stop straight away. I don't get that, so I'm fine, and I have my checkups every 12 months, and they all, touch wood, seem to come back perfectly fine. So as far as can you go to the gym, I would say ask your cardiologist first. I can go to the gym, but my circumstances, my recovery may be different to yours. I don't know, but I'm able to do it. You need to ask your cardiologist this. I'm not a cardiologist, don't forget. Now, as far as the next thing is asking is, I have a diet with high butter, heavy meals, all that sort of thing. Is that okay? Look, I don't eat heaps of butter, but I guess if you're burning it off, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, I'm doing a lot of exercise. I'm burning calories. I was on my indoor trainer yesterday for an hour doing an FTP build-out, burnt 1,000 calories. I'll be on it again today, another 1,000 calories. You know, last week, God knows how many calories I burnt on the bike, but it would have been a few thousand. So I'm constantly exercising, so I can get away with a bit of, you know, sugary foods and fatty sorts of things here and there, because I'm burning it off. And I guess it just depends on you. We're all different, aren't we? We're all different, you know. We all put weight on in different ways. You just have to go with what you're feeling. If you're exercising enough and you're eating well, and you seem to be holding a nice steady weight, well, carry on and do it, you know. That is, diet is a personal choice. You just have to see where you're going. As I say, I don't eat loads of butter. I'll have butter on toast and things, but I mean, I don't have tons of the stuff. But, you know, moderation. For me, it's in moderation. As far as people say, because you're on warfarin, you can't eat leafy green vegetables, that's a load of rubbish, because I do. I eat leafy green vegetables all the time. So long as you're consistent with your leafy greens, then you'll be fine. But I have broccoli, lettuce every single day. We have veg every single night with our dinner, every night, and broccoli is always in it. So I eat broccoli pretty much 5-6 days a week. So there you go as far as diet goes. As I say, it's just a personal thing. You just have to sort of get your balance as to where you're feeling good. and go with it, provided you're holding a steady weight that you're comfortable with. You know, you should be right. Now, what is the max life of the St Jude's valve, and can I play cricket? Cricket, I can't see it being a problem, because you're only literally running a little bit here and there and then you're resting, so I can't see that being a major problem. As far as the life expectancy of the St Jude's valve, from what I've been told, my cardiologist reckons mine will outlive me. So in other words, it will be perfectly fine when I'm dead, and I will more than likely die something completely different, other than my valve going wrong. So that's it, you know, it should be good. Life expectancy is right up there. It's one of the best, apparently. And you'd hope so as well, you'd hope so. But the one good thing is, if it does ever cock up, you're going to be dead pretty quick. So don't worry about it. I actually did say to my surgeon once after I had my operation done, I said to him, I can't get used to this ticking noise, you know, because it ticks. And when you go to bed at night, you can hear this tick, tick, tick. And he says to me, mate, you start worrying when you can't hear that ticking. So be happy. Be grateful it ticks. Tick, 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 tick. You just tick like a time bomb. Anyway, that is it. So let me see, just 25. Yeah, so they're your questions. I think I've answered them as best I can. As I say, look, I can't give you advice on you know, when you're going to be off your medication. I don't know what medication you're on. All I know is if you're on warfarin, you're going to be on it all your life. End of story. But as far as life expectancy goes on the valve, spot on. I don't see any dramas at all. I won't need mine replacing, provided I keep relatively healthy and fit and I have a good, healthy, balanced diet. If you're just going to binge out and you're going to be turned into big porky pig, well, you have to accept the consequences, don't you? But if you keep yourself relatively fit and active, do some regular exercise, eat well, I don't see any drama at all. So hopefully that has answered all the questions. If you got any more questions or comments, you can post them down below.